Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your police department's Community Connection Live update. I'm here with Taylor. Over to my, guess you're to my left, right? Over to my left, you're right if you're watching, and Rich below me. We're glad you're here. We really like to come to you as often as we can, sometimes not often enough, but just to give you an update on what's happening in your police department, the future events that we have coming up within our community, and also some safety tips where Taylor's going to go over just some underage drinking prevention. We've seen a little bit of that throughout our community since it is summertime. We've conducted alcohol compliance checks as well for offsite and on-site. And we're going to do everything we can to keep our teenagers safe. And that includes tips on underage drinking. And Rich has been working in a off-duty capacity down at Bonnaroo, helping dispatch for the horse team. Right, Rich? Security medical team on horses.
Yep. Mounted patrol down there. It's been a lot of fun.
Good deal. So we're glad he's back, and we're glad we're back with you this week with a community connection update. And I'm going to let Rich kick it off with our weekly stats.
All right. Yeah. So this week we're covering June 15th to June the 21st, getting right into our numbers. 1,002 police calls for service, 64 fire calls, 20 crime reports, 120 arrest charges, 523 traffic stops, 184 citations, 34 non-injury crashes, and 4 injury crashes.
Yeah, and what I'd like you to notice, folks, is the calls for service, they're up. It is summertime. We are busier when it's warmer, when school is out. There's a lot going on in our community. Thankfully, our injury crashes, they're on the high end, but they're not extreme. We would like that down in the 20s, but it just seems like we can't get it quite down below 20. So it's typically hovering between that 20 and 40 number, depending on what's happening in the community, whether we have bad rain, or many days of rain, or if it's just a lot of distracted driving, which we see quite a bit. But our traffic stop numbers are up, a lot of traffic enforcement, but you'll notice the citation issued, they're a lot lower. Our citation issuance rate is about 36 to 45% of the stops do result in a citation. We really just want people to be safe and slow down and obey the law. And our officers do give a lot of verbal warnings out to folks when they are doing the traffic enforcement. Arrest charges are up again with their proactivity. I guess, Rich, on the next couple of slides, we'll see what people have been arrested for.
Yes, sir. Getting into the crime reports, we had 7 family disturbances, 5 each of fraud and theft, and 1 each of a burglary, property damage, and harassment. And that burglary was on a residential location.
Gotcha. And family disturbances, Rich, that's like domestic, situations between family members or brothers and sisters, parents and children. I guess that's all lumped into that family disturbance category.
Correct.
Okay.
And on the arrest charges this week, of course, like you mentioned, a lot of proactive numbers here. Simple possession of drugs at 27, driving on suspended or revoked driver's license at 23, 15 arrest warrants, 14 on no driver's license, 7 possession of drug paraphernalia, and you can see the rest down there. One that I didn't have room for on here, we had another move over violation.
Okay.
We're starting to see those more consistent, especially with more young drivers on the road.
Yeah, man. And again, with distracted drivers, most of the time when I pull someone over who failed to move over for an emergency vehicle or any hazard on the side of the road, you pull them over and they're like, well, I never saw that vehicle stop. And that tells me they were distracted looking down at something. And, they just didn't see it to move over. And we've sadly seen some fatalities on the interstate where people were looking down and didn't know there was a hazard in front of them, and no brakes at all, just hit the hazard. And unfortunately, they lost their life. So there's a lot of danger in distracted driving, and we're just trying to continue to promote the dangers with it and hoping people limit their distractions when they're driving and not just zoned out totally into whatever distraction they have, which is typically something on their phone. And it's amazing. It's not just texting while driving. Individuals are watching YouTube videos. They are looking, at the TikToks, the Snapchats, the Instagram reels, the Facebook reels, and they're just zoning out while driving. And it's very, very dangerous, and it leads to these serious crashes. And a lot of times it's the person who's distracted that ends up being hurt. And let's do everything we can just to pay attention to the road ahead. We have to use our brain, our eyes, and our hands to drive safely. And when you have that distraction, it takes your brain away, it takes your eyes away, it takes some of your hands away as well if you're, maneuvering and manipulating that phone.
And then getting into our neighborhood and school zone traffic enforcement. We covered Weston Drive, Page Drive, Belinda City area, South Green Hill Road, Central Pike, and Providence Parkway, resulting in 35 stops, 26 citations, and no arrests. So some good coverage there this week.
Yeah, all over the city. Good.
And on the Guardian Shield program, the three big stats that everyone really likes to see is our stolen cars at 162 recoveries, stolen plates at 69 recoveries, and wanted persons at 113 recoveries ever since the program's been in place.
Wow. Quite a bit. I think it's over 512 criminal elements discovered through simply LPR system, just alerting us on what's happening. In fact, there was an incident in the county yesterday where a car was stolen. We were quickly notified by the sheriff's office of this vehicle and the description and the tag. We entered that vehicle into Guardian Shield and began to start looking out for this car. It was spotted on the system, alerted our officers. We made a stop in the stolen car, and the suspect was driving the stolen car who just stole it. We can use it that quickly to apprehend criminals who quickly commit crime, and then we're quickly apprehending them before they can even get out of the city. It's an amazing system.
And that's what I got for you on stats this week.
Very cool. Well, Taylor, what do you have for us? I know you have some good information on this underage consumption stuff, and Taylor, we really appreciate you helping us out with these live videos and just giving some good insight on everything that you have. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Captain. Yeah, today I'm going to talk about underage consumption and things you can do as a parent to kind of prevent those. Like Captain said, it's summertime, kids are out of school, so we really want to make sure that we can keep our children safe while they're not at school and they're at home. So just a few little stats. 32% of parents and 35% of teens know of parents who host teen alcohol parties, whether it's a friend, a family member, a friend of a friend. A lot of teens know someone who has a family member that's willing to, host an underage party. 23% of teens have attended a party where alcohol is served to underage youth. So that's a pretty significant amount of individuals who have attended a party. 68% of parents and 63% of teens do believe it's generally easy for underage youth to get alcohol. Like Captain said, we just completed our on-site and off-site alcohol compliance checks, where majority of the businesses passed. So that is comforting to know that throughout the city, it is not possible for teens to get alcohol using their underage identification. And then alcohol is easily accessible to most teens, whether that's through, an older sibling who can get it for them, a parent, or just having it, easily accessible in the home. A few things that parents typically say is, I'd rather my kids drink at home than in a car. I'd rather them get it out of their system now so they don't go wild at college. I did it when I was their age and I turned out fine. Parents who host lose the most, and then parents who host parties with underage consumption can be criminally charged. So I just like to put that on there, just so we can kind of put it out there that, while you may think I would prefer my child to be at home with me drinking, that's, a terrible option as well, and we really don't recommend that. So we kind of like to just put that out there. Parents do play a major role in their children's choices about alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. It's important for those parents to set those boundaries, enforce those expectations. Adults who do host parties where underage consumption happens kind of send a mixed message about the accessibility of drinking. It kind of shows students that they don't have to obey laws, and it can contribute to the misperception that all youth drink. Around 5,000 people each year die from non-driving alcohol-related accidents such as drowning, falls, suicides, and overdoses. And that actually comes from the National Institute of Health. So it is really important to teach your teens about underage consumption and the importance of, not consuming alcohol underage, because there is consequences that can unfortunately lead to death. So it is really important to share that information with them. And I thought this graphic was really important. Talk, listen, understand, inform, and educate. So those are some things that you can do with your teen, just to kind of enforce those ideas that underage consumption is not healthy. So yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, Taylor, most of the time when, we come in contact with teenagers with alcohol and you try to figure out where they got it, they get it from a friend who's older, or they basically take it from the home. Their parents may use it. Their parents may not realize how much they have, and they're taking it from the liquor cabinet or taking it out of the fridge. And then they go to these parties somewhere in the community. Typically, it's in the rural areas of Wilson County, and they consume this alcohol. And then when we interact with them in the city, they're likely driving through the city, or they end up at a location and it's a smaller group of them that are hanging out and intoxicated. But it can lead to a lot of dangerous situations, and we never want to see our teenagers hurt. And we all know the dangers of drinking while impaired. We know what can happen when people are impaired, and we just want them to be safe. So to our parents, to our teens that are out there, just be extra mindful, especially during the summer season, about this activity, and let's do what we can to keep our teens safe.
Absolutely.
Good deal. Thank you so much for that, Taylor.
Yes, sir.
And what I have, folks, is just a message on, pull to the right for siren and lights. And this is really for when an emergency vehicle is running emergency traffic. They're going to an emergency. They're trying to back up another police officer, go to an important call, or it's an ambulance or fire truck going down the road. And what we're noticing a lot in our community is motorists are not pulling to the right. They pull to the turn lane, and that turn lane is likely where the emergency vehicle is going to go. So, you have this emergency vehicle operator driving down the road, typically wanting to go in the turn lane, and all of a sudden here comes the car right in front of them, and they slam on their brakes in the turn lane. That's not what you want to do. You always pull to the right for siren and lights. So keep that in mind. If you can't pull to the right, just stay where you're at and slow down or come to a stop. And then the emergency vehicle is going to pass you on your left. But there's just time and time again where it's just very confusing to our emergency responders, because people just don't know the law or the rule, and they go all over the place rather than just all move to the right. Because when you move to the right, when both sides move to their right, it kind of opens up the middle path for that emergency vehicle so that we can safely get to wherever we need to go. So just keep that in mind. Tell your friends, your family, to pull to the right for siren and lights. I also want to talk a little bit about the Be Smart campaign. It's a campaign to just about gun safety and responsible gun ownership. So if you have guns, especially around children, you want to be sure that those weapons are secure. We notice too a lot of vehicle burglaries. Those suspects are able to get guns from cars, and that's really the main target in a lot of vehicle burglaries that we see. They open an unlocked car, they dig through the car, and there is a handgun or some other type of gun easily accessible, and they take it. And then they likely will use that in a more serious crime somewhere else. But, criminals don't have to go to a gun store to buy a gun. They go to neighborhoods and pull on unlocked car doors, and they find guns, and they get them for free, and they're stolen, and they're not tracked until they're recovered by law enforcement, and then all of a sudden that person's in possession of a stolen gun. So definitely secure all your guns in your home and your vehicles. Model responsible behavior around guns too, around children, and have that talk with them about not touching the weapon, and keeping it from them to keep them safe. If children visit their friends or family members, you want to ensure those friends and family members also have their guns secured, so your child doesn't get access to that, and recognize the role of guns and what they play in those who may be experiencing thoughts of suicide. And tell your peers, to be smart about guns. If your friends may have firearms, and I think all of us here on the live today own firearms, and Taylor has children at home, and I'm sure, Taylor, you and your husband Bob definitely keep your guns away from Oakley, which is your daughter, and that's just a smart thing to do. whatever we can do to keep people safe. We want people to be well protected, but you can be well protected with your firearm and also be safe with your firearm so it does not get in the hands of a criminal or does not get in the hands of someone like a child who doesn't know how to safely use a firearm. So just be smart. That's the message of this gun safety campaign. Definitely isn't about taking guns away from anyone. It's simply about being smart with guns and ensuring they are secure away from the bad people in our community, and also ensuring they are secure away from the innocent people in our community who are children. So just keep that in mind. I want to give a shout out to our Deputy Chief of Police, Michael Mullins. He got back last week from a 10-week long FBI National Academy, which is the premier law enforcement training program for leadership in law enforcement. And another highlight of his time there, he completed the Yellow Brick Road, which I think is over a 6-mile long obstacle course that the United States Marines compete through. And not only did he complete that, but he met every physical fitness challenge during the different 10 weeks that he was there. But he learned things from budgeting to media relations to leadership, all the way to learning more about himself and how he can be a better leader in our community at the FBI National Academy. And only about 1% of law enforcement executives are able to attend this program. And I thought that was an interesting statistic. Of all law enforcement nationwide, only 1% ever attend the program. So we're grateful he was able to go, and we're glad he is back. I'm sure he's glad to be back as well. He spent 10 weeks in the Washington, D.C. area away from his family, and I'm sure his family is glad he's back too. So pretty cool achievement with the FBI National Academy. This week, we also played some basketball. We had Oliver Steele sing the national anthem. It was a wonderful national anthem at Mount Juliet High School, and we competed against the Lebanon Fire Department. Now, certainly was a challenge between police and fire. The Lebanon Fire Department did win by, I think, about 10 to 15 points, but our team raised more money for the James Best Foundation, which was the main reason that we were there, was to raise money from the James Best Foundation. And it's an interesting foundation that does something amazing for our adults who may have a terminal illness and are on the last parts of their life. The James Best Foundation fulfills their final wish. Obviously, it takes money to do that, and that's why we were raising some funding for that. But we're grateful to be a part. This is the second game we've done for the James Best Foundation. The first one we won against our fire department, but I think the Lebanon Fire Department, their guys just have a lot more time to exercise and play basketball all day. So they certainly put up a good fight for our team of police officers, and you see them up there on the screen. But we're grateful for those officers getting out there and playing some basketball, all for a good cause. And Rich, I'll let you talk about this, the food truck stuff. What's that, tonight?
Yeah, food truck extravaganza over here in Charlotte Daniels Park tonight from 4 to 7. It's the first time they're doing it, and according to what the parks were telling us earlier today, if it goes well and it's well attended, it may become a regular event. I don't know if that means it's going to be a monthly thing or a weekly thing or how they're going to do it, but they're hoping everybody who's available to come on out and enjoy it and have some fun and enjoy some good local food trucks. They've got quite a few that are coming out tonight to have some fun. So come on out and enjoy it and get some good grub.
Yeah, and looking at what's showing up, Rich, it's all kinds of stuff, from cobbler to lobsters, from snow cones to coffee to what do you have? Fish.
Yep.
And Peruvian cuisine and barbecue. I'm not sure what roasted coconut is. Have you had roasted coconut? I see them all the time at
it's a smoothie bowl type of food truck.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, a little healthier stuff. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
So it looks like you can go to Charlie Daniels Park tonight for this food truck extravaganza and get really anything you wanted, because it's all over the place.
Acai bowl. That's the word I was looking for. Thanks, Christy. I couldn't remember what it was called.
Christy for the save.
Thank you, Christy Branch. Good deal. Christy's one of our dispatchers and a 2-time honoree of the Life Saving Award, where she provided emergency medical care dispatch instructions from our dispatch center to someone out in the field who's, again, not a first responder, just to an everyday citizen, so they could give life-saving care to someone, and they saved their life. So very cool. We have July 4th coming up. We have the July 15th Celebrate Mount Juliet Day, which is live music, and also the Ray Daniel Cruise-In event. That's on your screen here. But the first one we have coming up that you need to pay attention to is the July 4th celebration. There's only one this year. It's going to be at the Circle P Ranch spot. But the good thing is regardless of if you go to the exact event area, you can view these fireworks from a lot larger area and many more parking lots throughout our community than the location we had at the Little League ball field. So a lot of our viewers for the event will be spread out in the community. So the traffic impact will be a lot less. And if you want to do more of the event type stuff, then you go to the Circle P Ranch spot and they'll have live music for you. So on July 4th, around 9 o'clock, those fireworks will kick off. Of course, there'll be an event leading up to that if you want to do that at the Circle P Ranch, which is off of Division Street. But what I have displayed for you now is a map of the community around the fireworks site. And these are the best viewing areas. Where it's red, that's the restricted area. That's where the fireworks are being launched from. And they're actually launched from a field at a high elevation, kind of behind the Brookstone community and also behind the Circle P Ranch. And that really allows it to be viewed across a lot of our areas in the community. Some of the best viewing spots are places like Victory Baptist Church, Cloyd's Church along Division Street, of course, the event area, and even the parking lot of Mount Juliet Church of Christ. And then if you can't get those prime spots, the next area would be almost amazing viewing, which is nearly just as good as the prime area. And that's across from Mount Juliet Church of Christ, where Local Joe's is, the Chamber of Commerce, and also at the train depot parking lot, on up to the area around the Christmas Place and Baskin Robbins, Marco's Pizza, and Jersey Mike's. In that area, you can view it well. And you can still view it from parking lots down towards Old Lebanon Dirt Road along Mount Juliet Road. So plenty of spots to park and watch those fireworks. We'll continue to put these maps out on our website, on our newsroom. The city is putting this information out as well. But we look forward to a good show. It's the largest ever in Wilson County. The city has funding going to it. Circle P Ranch has funding going towards it. And of course, Tom Needham always puts on the best shows. He's been doing that for years. I remember as a kid, we would bring a canned good item and we'll actually go to Needham's Nursery in the field to the left of Needham's Nursery is where everyone parked to watch the fireworks. And that was back in the 90s when, I grew up in this town when it was a lot smaller than what it is today. But we still have that hometown feel. I hope we always keep that hometown, modern Mayberry feel. But it's neat that, we still have Mr. Needham shooting off fireworks for all of our community. So looking forward to that. And then on a more somber thing, but also in a way that we're always going to remember the sacrifice of Sergeant Jerry Mundy and Deputy John Music. On July 9th, we're doing the 20th year anniversary of their sacrifice. Early in the morning at 9 a.m., two representatives from each agency will lay flowers at the incident site along Interstate 40. That's kind of closed to the public, but just done in honor of them. And then there is a Sea of Blue event just for the law enforcement involved that evening at 8 o'clock, where there will be a caravan of blue lights from the fairgrounds, passing the sheriff's office, going down to Interstate 40, going by the incident site on 40, and then they'll go up Mount Juliet Road, and it'll end at the Candlelight Vigil event that is open to the public here at Charlie Daniels Park at the amphitheater, and it's a blue light candlelight vigil. And there'll be music, prayer, remembrance of their sacrifice. And that is at 8:30 at Charlie Daniels Park. And that's when the community is invited to honor their sacrifice. 20 years. I think 20 years has already went by. Time time goes by quickly, but we all remember that day. If we were in this community when that happened, it was a very tragic day for us. We always want to remember their sacrifice, and we will definitely do that on July 9th, which will be the 20th year anniversary of it. We're also hiring. Our city is growing. We continue to be supported by our community and our elected leadership, and we have 6 new positions that are starting in July. The salary is listed on the screen. Many benefits. We have a great culture at our police department. We have a great community that supports us, and we have a great team of officers. And if you want to be a part of this team, check out our website, MJPD.org, and it has all the information you need to be a part of the team. The application will open up near July 1. And just a final reminder of MJ Alert. If you're not signed up, sign up for that. All you have to do is text MJ to 67283. These are the text messages that go out that keep you informed about everything that's happening in our community. Rich, how's that weather looking?
Not too bad right now. We got a few broken little pop-up showers trying to develop around us here. So the radar's not looking too bad right now, but looking through the weekend, rest of today is going to be kind of pleasant, partly cloudy. Going into the weekend, though, Saturday's going to be really pretty, nice and sunny, high 89. Sunday, got slight chance of some showers, and they're saying maybe a little bit of a elevated risk of some severe weather, but we'll keep you posted on that if anything changes. So just stay tuned to us and to your MJ Alert. If anything changes, we'll definitely let you know. But Saturday is going to be really pretty, so Saturday's going to be a good day to get out and enjoy the pretty day in the weather.
What's the temperature, Rich, for Saturday?
Saturday high is going to be 89.
89. Okay. Good
Yeah.
deal. Awesome. Well, we are here to take any questions that you may have. Feel free to type those in the comments, and we will get to it and go through here. See what we got. And Sam asked here, what can an average driver do to help with distracted driving? I drive on Division, see people wavering in my lane while they are looking down. Very scary. You know, Sam, this happens a lot where you'll drive around and see this. For law enforcement, we see it. We are able to stop people and pull them over. But there's been times when I'm in my personal vehicle, when I see someone so distracted, I just hit my horn and get their attention. So they do pay attention. That, and this may be something you want to do, is just, you know, give them a little toot on the horn, and hopefully they look up and realize how distracted that they are. But you also want to stay away from them in case they veer into your lane. You don't want to get in front of them because they could rear end you. Always want to create distance if you can from anyone who is driving unsafe. Going through here, Taylor, you have some friends. Jordan, Connor,
Hello.
KT, and I saw a TT, you know. Yeah.
I have a fan club.
little fan club. Good deal. Hey, it's all good stuff. We have just Kim chiming in with thank you, and Christy Branch jumped in with the right name for all that. But Miss Bays, hello to you as well, and Mr. Gerald White, retiree from our reserve program. Hello to you, sir. Hope you're well. Gerald? And all good folks. But if you have a question, folks, type that in and we'll try to get to it. But Rich, what's your plan tonight? What you got going on for your Friday evening?
I'll probably be getting out on the road and enjoying some time doing patrol since I missed out all last week. It was as much fun as I had. I definitely missed being out here helping every day.
Gotcha. Taylor, what's on the agenda for the Givens fam?
I don't know. Food Truck Friday seems really tempting, so I may stop over there. And we're going to the zoo tomorrow, so got to rest up for that. It's going to be a big day.
Gotcha. Are you dressing up for the zoo?
No, I'm not dressing up for the zoo.
Okay.
Not this time.
Last time you went, the family was dressed as giraffes.
They were, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That
so
was for the 5K, but I think no costumes this time. Too hot for all that.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. As hot as it's going to be, and you're going to the zoo, you probably just want to wear enough clothing that's legal, right? So you can get there and still look classy, obviously, but to try to be as cool as you can.
Yep, very much so.
Got it. Rich, you need to give a shout out to a local church who donated a lot of Gatorade and water to us. Perfect time for it too with the warm weather. What you got there?
Yeah, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints over here on Woodridge. Usually this time every year they take extremely good care of us throughout the year. But this time of year they always take care of us with a trailer load of water and Gatorade. We remembered a little late to snap the picture. We had already started unloading, but this was us just recently when they brought their donation over to us. This is enough to get us through most of the summer. So they're very, very good to us. We definitely want to throw a shout out to the gang over there at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Miss Brenda and her husband and the whole crew. They take great care of us, and we really appreciate everything they do to help us out.
Yeah, I really appreciate them. Whether it's doing food for us once a month or ensuring we have plenty of water and Gatorade. Many of our community members and organizations and faith-based organizations take care of us, and this church really does a lot for us in their congregation. We are grateful for what they do. Good stuff. Well, I don't see many other questions. How about we end the video with our recruitment video that our multimedia specialist, Jacob Laster, worked on. So folks, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate all your support. Please stay safe. If there's anything we can do for you, please just reach out and give us a call. We'll do whatever we can to help you. Take care.
In the vibrant community of Mount Juliet, our police department is more than just a force. We are a family dedicated to serving and protecting with integrity and compassion. At the Mount Juliet Police Department, we believe in the power of community involvement. Our officers are not only guardians of the law, but also active participants in the lives of our residents. From lending a helping hand to offering reassurance, our officers are there in the moments that matter. We go beyond the call of duty to create a safer and more connected community. We foster trust and build relationships through community policing initiatives. By working hand in hand with our residents, we create an environment where safety and unity flourish. The exceptional work of our officers doesn't go unnoticed. We take pride in celebrating their dedication and achievements, knowing that their efforts positively impact the lives of those they serve.
Being a part of the Mount Juliet Police Department is like being a part of a close-knit family. We strengthen and uplift each other, which in turn helps us to protect and better serve our community.
I've been with the Mount Juliet Police Department for about 3.5 years now. I had the unique perspective of being a resident here first prior to applying for the department. Learned quickly that the department has a concerted effort that they put forward to be part of the community and work with the community, and it's a formula that works. And it's been an honor and a privilege to be here for the 3.5 years and be part of the Mount Juliet family as well as the Mount Juliet Police family.
Our commitment extends to equipping our officers with the best resources. From cutting-edge equipment to ongoing training, we empower our team to meet the challenges of today's ever-evolving world. As part of the Mount Juliet Police Department, you'll have access to advanced tools and training, enabling you to excel in your role as the protector and guardian of our community.
Nuestra comunidad es excelente, es un lugar maravilloso para servir.
Together, we build bridges, break down barriers, and create a safer tomorrow. Join us in our mission to serve, protect, and make a positive difference in the lives of those we proudly call our neighbors.